What is up, guys? It's Nick from WERKD Training and Nutrition, and today I'm here to talk to you about the one thing that I see that causes most people to fail on their diet. I've laid out the list of pros and cons here. As you can see, there's a huge list of cons and only one pro. Can you guess what the number one reason for failure is? It is cutting calories too low, too fast. In today's day and age, everyone wants something now or yesterday. That becomes a big issue with fat loss. As you can see, the only basically benefit of doing that is that you will lose weight very quickly, right? If your maintenance calories, which is the calories that you need to maintain your weight, are around 2,000 calories per day, and you're trying to lose 5 pounds, if you try to do that in 2 weeks, you're going to need to cut the calories extremely low. Now, you'll lose the weight very quickly, but you will be faced with this huge list of cons on the other side. So if you're starting out your diet and you need 2,000 calories to maintain your weight, and we suddenly cut you to 1,000 calories, you're basically eliminating 7,000 calories per week from your diet, and you will lose around 2 pounds per week on average. Now, the caveat here is that it's going to be very hard to maintain, and it's going to be very hard to stick to that level of calories because of one of these many reasons over here on the right side. So, reason number one, you are going to be extremely hungry. Your body is going to be starving for calories. It is not going to be very fun. You're going to have cravings like wild, and it is going to then lead you into being more likely to binge eat. You see a pretty common theme here when you cut calories too quickly is that people usually fall into this trap of doing really well during the week. You know, they're rocking through the 1,000 calories, life is on schedule, they're doing great, they lose a couple pounds during the week, and then the weekend comes. And that's where the binging comes in. You go out with a friend, you go out with your wife or husband, and you just can't resist the urge to break that 1,000 calories. So, you're extremely hungry all week and suffering, and then when the weekend comes, you go out and you break that diet to an extreme level, and you wake up on Monday morning and you are the exact same weight as you were last Monday morning, and we just repeat that cycle over and over again. So, not a great place to be. The third up is that even if you do manage to stick for it, you are going to plateau at a certain point, and you don't really have anywhere else to move from this 1,000 calorie set point besides lower. So where do you go from 1,000 calories? Do you go to 800 calories? Do you go to 700 calories? Do you start doing hours of cardio per week? It's just not a great place to be in. From there, if you do end up losing the weight, we move on to our con number 4, which is that the faster you lose weight, studies show, the more likely you are to regain that weight and regain that weight faster. Because you've set such an unrealistic expectation, if you do reach your goal weight, you're going to come out of that and not be able to sustain anywhere near that level. It's going to be hard to resist the cravings, and you are more likely to gain the weight back even faster. So you're back where you started. Even though you lost the weight quickly, at the end of the day, all that matters is if you can keep the weight off. And that leads us to con number 5, which overall is just less enjoyable, right? You can't include things that you do enjoy in your diet like you would on a more manageable calorie deficit. Majority of the time you are starving, and if you're not starving, you're binging and then feeling badly about it. Your progress is quick, but it isn't sustainable, and you will eventually hit a plateau that you can't break because, you know, no one can survive on eating 700-800 calories a day. It's just not healthy for you. So, overall, less enjoyable. Hopefully at this point, I've convinced you that when you start your next diet, you don't cut 1,000 calories per day from it and try to lose the weight as quickly as possible. So you may say, Nick, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? I want progress to come quickly, but I don't want all of these cons. So my strategy for fat loss is to eat as many calories as possible while still losing weight. I know that sounds crazy, but it basically creates the inverse effect of all of these cons. And obviously the inverse effect of this pro. So You won't lose weight as quickly, I'll tell you that right now. But the weight you will lose will hopefully be more sustainable. So you'll be not as hungry, you'll be less likely to binge because on a more sustainable calorie deficit, you'll be able to include things that you enjoy and that you like and have little treats here and there. Although you can't live like you normally would pre-diet, you can have some things that you enjoy, and hopefully that allows you to not binge or break the diet as often. The plateau part is where eating as many calories as you possibly can and still losing weight really comes in handy, because let's say you are 2,000 calories as maintenance calories and we cut that to 1,700 to start the diet. You're losing about a half a pound per week. Eventually you stop losing weight, and because we're at 1,700 calories, we have a place to move down and continue the progress. So we can move to 1,500 or 1,600 calories and keep the fat loss train rolling at a sustainable pace. You also are less likely to regain the fat faster because you have slowly lost the weight. Your body has been allowed to adapt to that lower weight in a more manageable way. And hopefully at that point you've created something called a new set point, which is kind of the weight that your body likes to be at. I'm sure throughout your life you've had different set points where you kind of get to a weight and your body kind of likes it there. Maybe it's 165, 175. You kind of have to do a lot to move it in either direction, either go on a holiday weekend binge and eat a bunch of food to get off that weight. So they consider that the set point, where your body kind of finds an equilibrium and hangs out there. And that is the eventual end goal of a diet and a maintenance period after the diet. And of course, the last con is absolutely inverse, because it is far more enjoyable to eat 1,700 calories than it is to eat 1,000 calories. So hopefully I've convinced you guys that a slower, higher calorie fat loss diet is the proper way to go about it. Leave your comments below and let me know what you think. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe for more videos just like this. Give it a thumbs up. I'll thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.